It's a squad building challenge. So what that means is we've got Luke, we've got Jack. I'm going to give these two some requirements that will pop up on the screen, and they will have to build a team. A player that earned a transfer after a World Cup.
I'm going to go for...
He's done well there.
Yeah, you couldn't have got better than that.
A forgettable name in an iconic World Cup side.
My front three needs a bit of protection. So in this system, we need that destroyer.
Player not going to the World Cup. Oh, you done him!
I stole him.
Right, so part 2 of the Tactic Talk World Cup podcast preview sort of thing. Part 1 was very topical, talking about the preview of the World Cup, what we're going to do. This one is completely different, more so about the World Cup, but it's a squad building challenge. So what that means is we've got Luke, we've got Jack, and we've got me. I'm going to give these two some requirements that will pop up on the screen on the right or the left, and they will have to build a team with these World Cup themed requirements, and the end goal is to have the better team than the other person, and then you guys can decide, as well as me, I'm the judge, of whose team would beat who in a World Cup final. So without further ado, the first thing I'd like to ask is you have to pick and lock in a formation and a tactic. This is Tactic Talk, so starting with that, what is the tactic / formation for your World Cup squad building challenge?
Oh,
and your manager as well.
Pressing Liverpool.
So Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp can't press all over Liverpool.
In a World Cup?
In a World Cup, doing it.
Right. Yours? Does it have to
On
be...
the spot, I'll go Ancelotti's Christmas tree.
All right. So we have got both of them on the Let's Talk Tactic page on Instagram. So if you want to check that out, you can do as well. So getting into the first requirement, Jack.
Oh, shit.
Stop cheating.
Apologies. No, it's just, I didn't actually read it.
So the first requirement could be any position out of this, but it has to replicate this formation that you're after.
Okay.
A bit of, so you've got to explain your player, how they're going to fit into this tactic formation, and then we'll move on to the next one. So the first requirement that's going to pop up on the screen on the right or the left, a player not going to the World Cup.
Is that a player that hasn't been picked or a player whose nation isn't going?
Either or.
I'll jump in first if Jack's still waiting. I'm not going to do the safe bet and go Thiago from Spain and put my Liverpool team 'cause he plays there. I'm going to go for my Virgil van Dijk, my leader at the back, Sergio Ramos.
Oh, you done him!
I stole him. I knew you were going to do. I want to win this. It's World Cup final. I'm taking him.
So for a bit of context, that was the only requirement that I gave them to prepare for, just to give them an idea. And Luke just stole it off Jack.
I just used it.
Sergio Ramos, leader at the back.
Okay.
Right,
okay. Now. Well, let's get a big player. Let's get a big player then. If I've got to compete with that, let's go Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland as Inzaghi in Ancelotti's Christmas tree. Any reason? How does he replicate that?
He just bags goals.
He just bags goals.
He's a poacher. He bags goal. Fox in the box. Bang. Goal.
To be fair, I'm surprised. Well, then again, Haaland in the Liverpool side, does it work? Not really. So we move on to the next one. Don't read.
I was looking at this phone.
All right.
You're blindfold.
Get some VAR on that one. We got a player from any point in history that has been better for their national side than they have in their club career. So more prominent for their national performances than their club career.
Ooh.
So you've already got a striker.
I feel like I should let you go first with stealing.
No.
See, I need two centre forwards. Well, two
attacking midfield.
Two attacking, yeah.
The Kakan Seedorf sort of.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say better than the national team.
See, mine, who I'd say controversially is better for the national team, is a very controversial one. I was going to go for it, and people could argue maybe it wasn't, but I need my Mo Salah, my left-footed player cutting in, scoring goals.
No, I know what you're going to do here.
Do you know who I'm going to tell me?
No, you say it.
Gareth Bale.
No, I was actually going to go Gareth Bale.
I'm going Gareth Bale.
No.
I'm building Real Madrid's team here, but I'm going Gareth Bale.
No.
He always carries Wales, turns up every single time for them. Absolutely every single time, turns up for his team. I'm going to go for that because I don't think at any tournament ever I've ever seen Gareth Bale play for Wales, he's never had a bad tournament.
Fuck's sake.
There we go. And again, does Bale fit into an Ancelotti Christmas tree as the Kaká maybe?
It is a ball, yeah, just a driver with the ball maybe. I don't. This is difficult now. This is difficult. Someone who plays better for the national team.
I've got one definitely in mind, but I don't want to say it.
No, I won't steal it. Just
no. I'll say it after.
You'll say it after.
He fits perfectly into an Italian. He's a trequartista.
Okay. Who's someone who's is a trequartista? Ooh.
While Jack's thinking about it, for more context of why I've gone Bale as well, is because I just genuinely feel like if I'm going to build that system, and here I need to think about is I feel like locking down that right wing position. I don't know your questions coming up, so I kind of have to go safe. I know they're not the exact same player, but there's similar aspects to them. So I felt like I had to go with that as a safe bet to see where my team goes later on.
I've just got to say somebody.
I've got one in mind that Jack could maybe use.
You can
Lucas Podolski.
Ooh.
That's who I'm saying. Lucas Podolski.
Podolski where?
Podolski. I'm living on scraps.
Podolski's a winger, like a sort of winger striker. Are you going to say Podolski in a Ancelotti Christmas tree? Where's he playing?
Yeah, he doesn't do the Kaká role. He doesn't. Yeah. Go on then. Stick him in
the Kaká position.
Stick him in Seydorf's position.
Wowzers.
Right, okay. Maybe
Podolski.
Jack can rescue this. I mean, Podolski, great player.
I thought maybe you were going to go in someone maybe like Wesley Sneijder.
I was going to say Diego Maradona.
Oh my god, why am I thinking so close?
Why am I thinking 2008?
I should have said Garincha or something.
All right.
Pele.
No, it's gone now. So, next question is... Well, it's not a question, it's a requirement. Next requirement is a star performer from the 2010 or 2014 World Cup.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to say 2014. I'm going to go Henderson's role in that 8. I'm going to go Philip Lahm. Hear me out. Because in this Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool side, we've always had an attacking fullback. We need someone to really cover that position down, to let the attacking fullback go forward, to cover that area off, to ensure everything gets boxed in. You can't get out. I'm going to go Lahm to hurry them down.
So Lahm, the attacking fullback is what Liverpool need.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing Lahm in the attacking fullback role, just to clarify?
No, I'm playing him in midfield. I know, but hear me out. Because we need someone who's able to ensure that teams stay boxed in, to ensure that attacks just keep going. Allow that he doesn't commit fouls, wins the ball back, loads. And he's so reliable in them sort of situations. Great on the ball. Henderson's good on the ball, and he wins the ball back, gets the job done, and that's why I'm going for it. Just give security to an attacking fullback for me.
2014 World Star performer. Yeah, I'd give you that one, Jack. We've got 2014 or 2010 star performer to add to Haaland and Podolski.
Right, well, that front three needs a bit of work. So I'm going to bring in James Rodriguez.
That's perfect. James as the creative outlet.
The Kaká.
The Kaká, not exactly the same, but you've got 2014 James Rodriguez was a Golden Boot winner, right?
He was, yeah. He got 6, I think.
So that is a very good one. Moving swiftly on, we've got a forgettable name in an iconic World Cup side as the next requirement.
Who's going first, me or you?
You can go.
Right, I'm going to go with Fabinho role. I think someone who was it's funny we're going to use this. I know I've gone Lahm already, but I recently watched the highlights again. They sent the highlights of the 7-1 Germany-Brazil.
Oh, of course.
And someone who was absolutely outstanding in that game, and I think people forget how good he was in that game. I think it's a goal and assist. Sami Khedira. I'm going Khedira in my Fabinho role. I think when he was at Real and Juve, right, he was a bit underrated. He was a proper good player. He was reliable under managers like Mourinho. and he was brilliant for Germany in that tournament specifically. And I think he is a forgettable name because I don't think when you think about that lineup, he's not one that springs to your mind straight away. So for my 6 in my Jurgen Klopp system, I'm going Sami Khedira.
Looking strong for Luke so far.
Well, I think my front 3 needs a bit of protection. So in this system, we need that destroyer. So I'm going to go for a man that I reckon a lot of people have forgotten about, Gilberto Silva.
Is he forgettable? To be fair,
I've not heard that name for a while. Yeah, you've not heard him for a while, so you've forgotten about him. It's simple as that, do you know what I mean?
So was that 2002 World Cup when R9 was like...
Yeah,
okay. So where's he playing?
He's my destroyer.
So like a Gattuso style,
yeah. Right
centre mid, Ambrosini, one of them. So I think that's one of your strongest selections, I'd say.
You reckon?
Especially for you.
Now we want the next requirement. Might be easier. A Ballon d'Or winner from before 2007.
Featured at the World Cup, or
this one's not as related to the World Cup as the other ones.
Oh, Cannavaro.
Cannavaro, he's jumped straight in there.
Simple as that. Ballon d'Or winner. I need a centre half.
You need a Nesta and a Maldini.
Exactly. And he's won a World Cup.
Yeah.
So
keeping it on theme.
Perfect.
I was going to go with Nedved at first, be like my Luis Diaz like wide winger to come inside, but I don't know if that keeps to the World Cup theme. But
I mean, I'd say go for it.
I was going to go with Nedved as my Ballon d'Or winner, because like say how Luis Diaz has operated since he's joined Liverpool as a wide winger, using his pace going forward. I thought maybe Nedved was a good shout, but it doesn't really fit in the World Cup theme. But if I'm allowed to go with it, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's Nedved. Perfect. Yeah, Nedved. So those are some good choices there. We will move on to the next requirement. The next one will be, I've got a list of requirements here. I'm going to give you a World Cup winner from the World Cup closest to when your dad was born. Or a player in general, not a World Cup winner, just a player in general from when your dad was born. So
it's that era.
So who we got?
I need...
What year was your dad born?
68.
I was 69.
Just a bit closer to the mic.
Yeah, sorry. 68, so I've got...
Wait, yours is 69?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same era we're looking at. So the 70s. A player from the 70s is what we're looking for.
I might jump straight in. Can I go for the 66 World Cup, or is that... because it's prior, we're not allowed?
Yeah, no, we would say 66 World Cup.
I was going to go more at centre-half alongside Ramos.
Fucking hell, that is a nice partnership, that.
If he goes more, I've got to go Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer from the 70s?
60s.
Wasn't he in the 80s?
Well, we can allow that. My dad was 12.
Franz Beckenbauer. Let's have a look at his Wikipedia page. Just a quick one.
I know he's old as hell.
60s to 70s he played in Bayern's side. Yeah, fuck it.
Franz Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer to add to...
Have that one.
I'm going more Ramos.
So,
England
strong centre-back partnerships. We've got Beckenbauer and Cannavaro in Ancelotti's Christmas tree. And we've got, for you, Ramos and Bobby Moore. Interesting. You know, big cook, little cook type combo for both.
Yeah, it's true. Fully.
But yeah, we move on to the next requirement. 6 players in. The 7th one will be a player, we touched on this in the last pod, you expect to have a bad or disappointing tournament.
Left back, I'm going to stick with Jack's team of Spain, not having the best. I'm going Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba is having a disappointing tournament.
For me, Andrew Robertson, Jordi Alba. I'm going to go disappointing tournament because I think Spain as a whole won't do too well. I agree with Jack. I'm going to go, due to that, they'll concede goals, so I'm going to go Jordi Alba.
Right, okay. Jordi Alba is the left back for Corn.
I'm going to say, so you said Jordi Alba. I'm going to go with another fullback, and I'm going to say Kieran Trippier.
Right.
And reason being, I feel like a lot of talk has been around this right back position for England. and we've thought, oh, is Trent going to play? Is Reece James is obviously he's had that injury and he's been left out because of it. That right back position is overloaded, and for some reason I just feel like Trippier isn't going to perform. I've got a hunch. I don't know what it is in particular.
Too many lights on him.
Maybe that right back position. He knows the people that are sat behind him waiting to play, and that adds added pressure. So I'm going to try and force Kieran Trippier into my team.
Interesting. 2 players with disappointing campaigns. I mean, you have to do quite a lot to have a disappointing campaign from fullback. But, I think both of them qualify for the role, for the requirement. So the next one we're going to is a good one. And I expect some decent players here. A player who can be retired, who has never gone to a World Cup.
Okay. So the likelihood is it's going to be from an obscure nation. Or, it has to be an obscure nation. It can't be someone who's been injured.
TikTok, lads.
We've been a bit too long now. Right. I think the safest option, because I saw a stat the other day about Timothy Weah going to the World Cup with the United States national side, and saying he was doing his dad proud because his dad never went to one. I need a striker in my team. I need a proven goal scorer. He's a Ballon d'Or winner. I'm going George Weah up front for me because it's a good safe bet. He's a world class striker. So that's what I'm going to go with. George Weah.
So that's a big legend going into finish a front three with Bale, Nedved, and Weah. 2 of the most controversial Ballon d'Ors, I'll have to say, Nedved and Weah, but 2 legends nonetheless. 2 players that can do counter-pressing potentially. I'll let the viewers decide, but we've got George Weah up front. Jack?
See, I have to think about some of the best players that have never been to a World Cup. And it has to be someone from a slightly obscure nation. And one of the positions I have to fill is the deep line playmaker position. So I need someone who can pick a pass. I need someone who plays for a weird nation. Legendary player. I'm going to go for a bit weird. It's a weird one, but he's in this system. I think he can just get away with it. I'm going to say Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs in that deep line playmaker position.
Hug the touchline, sprint like lightning, hold the midfield.
Wait, your front three's full.
Nah, veteran Giggs.
You playing him in Pirlo's position?
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs.
30-year-old Ryan Giggs in Pirlo's position.
To be fair, he's got Gilberto. He's got legs beside him.
He's got Pirlo didn't have legs.
He's got legs as well.
Pirlo didn't have legs. Could Giggs pick a pass out? He had that pass in him.
As a United fan, I'd say yeah, but if you think of Ryan Giggs just as a football fan in general, the last position you'd play,
the first
centre, you'd CDM.
You'd play a 21-year-old Ryan Giggs in left wing.
Yeah,
but I'm playing
39-year-old,
slightly more experienced. You need some experience in this team.
Is Beckenbauer and Cannavaro not enough experience?
Nah, you need spine all the way up the pitch. That's what you need.
Oh right, okay.
Gilberto Silva, he's got one tournament in him. I need someone next to him who's
had 0.
I need that experience one time. Ryan Giggs never even been in the place. 11 midfielder over the touchline.
That's not what I meant.
I love it though. Why not?
Right,
Ryan Giggs. All right. So now,
tell me he doesn't have that pass in him.
I mean, we'll let the viewers decide. We've got 3 more positions. Both of you looking for a goalkeeper. Both of you looking for a fullback. Luke looking for a right back. Jack looking for a left back. And both of you are looking for a left centre mid. So the market's a bit tricky with this one. So get your answers in as quick as possible. So the first one, I know the player that will spring to mind straight away. But the one that I want to say is an international super sub.
International Super sub. I'm going to go with my goalkeeper.
A super sub.
I'm going to go with Louis van Gaal subbing on a goalkeeper. Tim Krul for penalties. That's my super sub. Penalty shootout. If this game goes to it, I'm on lock. I've won. Tim Krul, super sub. That was a hard one. So I think,
do you want Tim Krul in net the whole time?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'd rather him in net than Ryan Giggs in a 6. But
I wouldn't.
I'm doing it. Super sub. I think it's iconic meaning behind it. Louis van Gaal throwing him on. I'm going Tim Krul. Why not? Something different.
Jack, you got a left back, a left centre mid, and a goalkeeper. Who's your super sub that is playing a match for once?
An international super sub. I'm going to go for... I'm pretty sure Mario Götze was subbed on. I'm pretty sure he was subbed on in 2014. And I need that left centre mid position and potentially...
I mean, he's not a destroyer that Ambrosini was.
No, but in a World Cup, sometimes you need that moment and he's got that in him. So I'm going to go Götze.
Okay, so your midfield is now Giggs, Gilberto Silva, and Götze.
And Mario Götze.
A lot of G's.
Yeah.
Götze, Gilberto, and Giggs.
Triple G, that's what they call him.
Oh. Boxing reference. He's a boxer, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So now we've got a fullback and a centre mid for Luke, and a goalkeeper and a fullback. And the next requirement is a player that earned a transfer after a World Cup.
Okay. I'm going to go for, in net, I'm going to go for Keylor Navas.
He's done well there.
Yeah, you couldn't have got better than that.
He's done well.
That is a great shout. Where did he go? Levante to Real Madrid?
He did. 2014, yeah.
Keylor Navas.
That is an absolute shout.
Very good shout. The teams are looking quite even.
I really don't know who to go for mine. Is it a transfer after a World Cup?
I will give a suggestion. I know I'm not supposed to speak. I'm the impartial party. But Mesut Ozil went from Werder Bremen after an amazing World Cup in 2010 to Real Madrid, and there is a left centre mid spot open for you. Whether he can do a counter press,
and it's very German heavy, but he's one of my favourite players of all time.
It's an extremely German midfield.
Extremely German.
Because they are all German, but yeah, extremely German.
Mine's another triple G. Do you know what? I'll take that. I'm gonna bite your hand off. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go Mesut Ozil. One, because I absolutely loved him when he was at Real Madrid. Was a massive fan. I've got numerous shirts of Ozil at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And I like thinking with it, deep line play, like switch the ball like Thiago. Maybe he'll be able to ping the pass and something a little bit different. So yeah, I'll bite your hand off on that. I'll take that.
To finish it off, both looking at fullbacks. Luke, right back for you. Left back for Jack. A player over 30s who had an okay World Cup whilst being over 30.
Okay. So we're looking at experience. We're looking at someone who's been around the block a little bit.
Cafu was over 30, right?
He would have been, yeah. Let's double check that. How old was... He was born in 1970. He would have been 32 in 2002.
Cafu, locked in, right back. There we go.
There's your Trent Alexander-Arnold.
How do you compete with Cafu? How do you compete with Cafu?
And your team is looking very on point. We've got Cafu as the Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ramos as the Van Dijk, Bobby Moore as a Van Dijk or a Matip or a Ibu Konate. We've got Alba as Andy Robertson, Khedira in the 6 as the industrious pivot. We've got Philip Lahm mopping up in a Henderson position.
As well.
We've got Mesut Ozil, a weird one, potentially, in the left centre mid position. And then we've got Bale, Nedved, and George Weah. And George Weah to round up the team. Jack?
Okay, so If he said Cafu, how old was Roberto Carlos?
It would have been 30.
It would have been 30.
Yes.
Roberto Carlos.
Oh, you nicked that. You got so lucky with that.
He said Cafu, so I had to compete with it somehow. I know I'd probably say Cafu was the better of the two, but...
Hey, there though, to finish it off, we're probably taking the best fullback partnership ever.
Yeah.
So, we'll add Cafu to the teams. Oh, no, not Cafu. Roberto Carlos to the team. And that completes it. We've got the team cycling on the side in the graphic. How do you think your guys' teams would fare up against each other? We've got an Ancelotti side versus a Klopp side. We've got a star-studded roster for both.
It'd be interesting.
It'd be interesting to say the least. I wonder how Giggs does against a Kadir, Alarm and Ozil midfield.
Tears them apart.
We've got James and Podolski versus Cafu and Alba in the wide areas. Obviously, your team's a bit more narrow. And then for the opposite way, we've got Bale and Nedved versus Roberto Carlos and Kieran Trippier. So
Yeah, interesting thing for me
Never
is that
has Trippier on toast.
he probably does. Let's be honest. we were talking about he's going to be having a disappointing tournament as well, weren't we? So it makes sense.
That's the teams. That was the whole premise. It was a squad building challenge. Let us know whose team was better out of Luke's and Jack's. I'd like to see you guys give a go with the requirements. Just skip through the timestamps in the video, write a player down, and then send your teams in the comments below. There's obviously been clipped up as well. Let us know what you thought of the players that Jack and Luke chose in the clips as well. And we hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. Bye.